Hello and welcome to USTS, the Ultimate Sports Training Show. I'll be your host for today's show, Bob Lemire. Today's show, I have a young guest. It plays multiple sports. 13-year-old, 8th grader from the Hollisbrook Middle School. He's going to tell us all about his adventures. Welcome to the show, Devin.
Hi.
Devin, before we start, tell us a little about yourself.
So I am 13, almost 14. I was born in Lowell, Massachusetts, and then moved to Nashville, New Hampshire. And I now live in Brookline, New Hampshire, which is just south of Nashville.
Right.
And I do cross country for the winter and fall. I do wrestling in the winter some more, and track and lacrosse in the spring.
Track and lacrosse in the spring.
I try to, I haven't done them together in a season before.
Right.
Let's see if I can.
And you're going to try. Will the coaches let you do that? I mean,
not at the school, so I'd have to do club lacrosse and track, or vice versa.
Yeah, and then do all your schoolwork too.
Yeah.
How do you do in school?
I do good.
Yeah.
A's and B's.
Yeah. Excellent. And so this year you're going to be 8th grade.
Yes.
And next year high school. Wow. But you've gone through, how many years have you been going to this Hollisbrook?
Last year was my first year.
First year. So you made a lot of friends.
Yes.
You're a friendly kid. And especially when you're on sports team, even with one team, you make tons of friends.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So if you're on 4 teams or 3 teams, you're just all over the place.
Yeah.
And I bet you half of these guys all play together on a lot of the different sports.
Yes, definitely.
That's what happens. And then so you're getting yourself ready for high school. For a freshman. So what's your favorite sport? Let's talk about that first.
That's a tough one.
You're not sure, right?
Not sure.
Yeah.
Can't pick.
So how long have you been playing lacrosse?
Lacrosse I actually started 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
And track was my first year this year.
Right.
But I did really good in the mile and the hurdles.
Right. Oh, you're doing hurdles too?
Yeah.
Because what are you, 6? You're almost 6 feet, no?
Getting there.
You're getting there, yeah. I've known Devin since he was born. We camp at the same spot way up in north, and now I'm looking up at him. I don't like that. I've watched you grow, but the hurdles, that's fun.
Oh yeah,
that's fun, and you got the long legs and stuff, and then what would you say, the mile?
Yes.
And that's cross country or the mile on the track.
For track, I do the mile. Cross country, it's a set course, which is for middle school is 3 kilometers, which is 2.1-ish miles. Yeah. And in high school, it's 5K.
Wow. And you see, you've got the body for that. You've got the perfect body for a track, and because like I used to run track when I was in high school because there was nothing to me. I was a thin kid, and I could go forever, and the coaches are already looking at you in high school. Once they're going to watch to see what you do. And I do see you running around the camping area once in a while too, as I'm sitting by the fire doing nothing. But anyway, so what kind of tournaments? We were talking just a little earlier, and you said you won some tournaments or you won some things. What sports?
So for lacrosse, we went undefeated the whole season until the championship tournament, which we didn't have our goalie with us, so we lost both games.
Oh, Jesus.
Which that kind of stank.
Somebody had to jump in there as goalie.
Yeah.
It's funny because you watched Josh Gagnon's.
Yes.
And I went to his championship, and the same. Well, they were going crazy. They were unbelievable. Then all of a sudden, their goalie got hurt. Oh. They pulled him out, and they just lost everything.
Yep.
The kid they needed that goalie. So it's funny, especially lacrosse. That's the hardest.
Definitely.
To be a goalie in lacrosse, you got to be out of your mind.
I agree.
What position you play in lacrosse?
I play midfield and defense.
Right. So you're always out there.
Oh yeah.
And boy, that gets you in shape for all the rest of the sports too.
Oh yeah, it does.
I think lacrosse is a lot like soccer. Back and forth. There's just no stuff. Basketball and stuff.
Yeah,
and
just a lot more physical.
It's it gets more physical as you're playing against kids who've been playing for a long time.
Definitely.
And so you had a really good season. What was that for the school, or was it for?
It was for the town recreational.
The town.
Yes.
Yeah, and what an age group?
It was 12U.
Wow.
Or
Yeah.
I forgot 11.
Do they have lacrosse in the high school now, or
Yes.
and they have it for the school?
Yeah.
So the middle school has it.
I played it in Nashua.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about Hollisbrook? Do they have a lacrosse team?
Yes.
Oh, so you're gonna stay with that.
Yes.
All right. Now, wrestling too. You're thinking of wrestling?
Thinking of wrestling if I can fit it in because I have to balance between PAL, Nashua PAL, which is a running club in the
Yeah.
winter, and wrestling. So I'm
Right.
trying to figure that out.
But like the running would only enhance the wrestling.
Yes.
And the coaches would love. I mean, as long as they don't interfere with the practices and the meets,
Yeah.
which might happen. But the shape you're going to be in.
Yeah.
What's your weight class?
I'm in like 125.
125, and you're tall.
Yeah.
For 125, that's good. And you're wiry. I'm talking about for wrestling.
Yeah.
And the thing is, especially if you want to do these sports like that, say wrestling, I mean, all of them, lacrosse, but wrestling and lacrosse, your sense of balance is just going to be phenomenal.
Yes,
Your core.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And if you don't know
100%.
this at the age of 13, right? Wow, there's coaches out there, especially high school, they're looking down the road because they got to get ready.
Yeah.
And they're looking, and they're trying to pick leaders. And if you were in one sport, that's great. But if you're thinking about 3 and 4, they're saying this kid's just ready to do anything. He's fearless. Am I right? You're kind of
Yeah, I guess so.
You're fearless because you like the competition.
Yes.
You know, I saw pictures on Facebook of you playing cornhole too. And did you play this weekend or last
Yes,
weekend? How'd you
yes,
do?
I did.
How'd you do?
We lost, but
Of course, your uncle won with the
Yeah.
the little golden arm.
Yeah.
Eric, yeah. Boy, that's funny. Do you play horseshoes too when you go up there?
I do not.
You know,
I might this year.
you
Not sure.
should because it's in the bloodline. You know that. You got
Yeah.
uncles and cousins. All right. So you got a lot of friends that are all playing.
Yeah.
And do you train with them like? Say
Yes.
lacrosse. We're going to try to stick to one sport for a little, and then
Gotcha.
we'll bounce around.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, because I mean, 4 sports. I don't know where to begin and where to stop, but I'm trying to figure out what your passion is, and I got a feeling lacrosse is going to be one, and running,
Yes.
because I know you're going to be a good runner. So, say the lacrosse. When does that start?
That starts in the spring.
All right. So you got what's next? Wrestling
Wrestling.
is what's in the fall?
Fall is cross country.
Cross country. So you're going to do the cross country.
Yes.
Definitely.
100%.
Okay. So that's not good. So how many miles a day you run?
That's a tough one. So,
Do you have a set schedule?
no.
No.
So, unless it's in the school season. For the cross country in the school season,
Right.
it's probably 4, 5, 6, something around that ballpark.
Miles. Yeah.
But in the PAL winter season, it's like 8, 9.
Really?
Yeah, way up there.
Wow, that's a lot. Every day.
Every day.
You doing any weightlifting?
A little. I was for a bit, and then I kind of slowed down because I
Right.
came up north. And
Right. Yeah, but you should get yourself a set of light weights and bring them
I'm
with
going
you.
to.
Because I think what you want to do, especially the sports you're going to do, you don't have to be bulky.
No.
You don't want to really bulk. You want to keep that weight down, and you're tall. So you're one of the tall ones, right?
Yeah.
Especially-
Taller. I have a really tall school,
All right,
but I'm above
it
average.
makes a difference in lacrosse. That's
Yes.
for sure. You know,
Big time.
I watch and every once in a while I see a small kid, and the small kids out there, they better be good and fast
Very.
because these tall
That's
kids.
the only way they survive.
No, and then they're getting cross-checked or whatever they call it in
Yeah.
lacrosse. I've actually only been to that one game again with Josh, and I was amazed.
It's
I
something.
said, "Wow!" And it's growing.
Oh yeah. It is.
That's boy. It's almost looks like it's coming after soccer and football because it's physical, but you might not get really hurt like a
yeah,
football.
like football.
Football just takes a lot out of you.
It really does.
You never thought of.
Especially from a really young age.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. With my son Jimmy played. He started at 6, 7, 8, and went right through high school.
Oof.
So he played. He was playing like for 10 years, and let me tell you, he got beat up. and he was good, and he played both sides of the ball.
Wow.
But we're talking, the concussions and the shoulders and I was in the hospital a few times every other year or whatever for something, because middle linebacker and run back, you're getting banged.
Yeah, you
know?
are.
And so the position in lacrosse is
Midfield or defense?
so midfield. I don't know too much about lacrosse. Midfield is like you're going. Is it?
You start in the middle, like you do the face-off, and then
So you do the face-off.
yeah, if they have the ball, you play defense, and then you run it across, and then play offense.
Play offense. Now, does the midfield get to score a lot of goals, or is that the other guys that are in the front?
That is, I mean, it depends who you have for midfield.
Right.
Like if you're a really good midfielder,
You can move
will,
around.
Yeah.
Are you like see? It would seem like you'd be the general. You try to get the players.
If
going.
I have the ball, yes. Like anyone who has the ball is in command.
Okay. All right. But you're in the middle, so.
Yeah, that part's tricky.
Why did you pick that? The middle.
Well, when I started lacrosse, I really didn't know what to do at all.
Right,
So
okay.
my coach just said, "Hey, you're good at running," so they tossed me out
you
there.
go. And you don't get tired. So if you're gonna run like that, you're not gonna get tired.
No.
Which by the end of the game, some of these kids, they have nothing left if they're not running.
Yeah.
Is it mandatory to run? They got to make you run.
For midfield,
Well, no, just to practice. The coaches, you're gonna have to do it. No.
depend.
So-
I mean, yeah, most cases,
Right,
most
yeah.
practices. I mean, even the drills contain a little bit of
Right.
running.
Right. And then, so when is wrestling?
Wrestling is in the winter,
Okay.
but
So,
it interferes with PAL, the running season, like towards the end of it,
right.
and then
So you're not sure.
keeps going. I'm not sure.
Because what happens is, especially wrestling also, like any fighting sport, you can get these guys who are the greatest wrestlers in the world, but just can't. They'd have no wind. And they get tired.
Very.
If you're running cross country and you're doing all these, you're gonna have the wind. You're not gonna get tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because running does that. Running just makes you an animal in a lot of sports.
Yes, it does.
Especially sports that'll weigh you down. You know. And like, as I said, at 125, you get that long body, and that helps out. It really does. That'll be fun to watch, especially high school. I like watching kids that did some sports in the lower grades, whenever, and watch how they are in high school, because it's a different world.
Oh yeah,
different
it's
level.
completely different level of competition.
Oh
and
yeah,
everything.
Oh, yeah. But if you have a good base, the coaches are going to say, "Yep, come on." And do they have tryouts? Is that what they do in high school for lacrosse, or
Even in middle school, yeah, they still do tryouts for everything except cross country.
you might not make the team? Is that how it is?
Oh yeah,
There's that many
a
kids.
lot of people don't.
There's that many kids going off lacrosse.
Yeah,
Wow.
lacrosse and soccer and
Right. Yeah. I didn't think it was that. It was that popular at this point. Because some schools, I don't know how the size of your school is.
it's pretty small. I
That's
think
what
we
I'm
have like 500 kids.
That's what I'm saying. So sometimes
the two grades.
it's hard to fill a team.
Yeah.
You know, which is kind of good in your part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Hollis Brookline's a real lacrosse den.
Oh, is it real?
Yeah, there's a lot of lacrosse.
Oh, and so you did play, and you went to the championships, right?
Yes.
And that was for the
The Nashville Recreation.
the recreation. And where was the championship?
I have no
No,
clue.
but
Sorry,
you know
I
who you
forgot.
played? Do you remember who you played for the championship?
We might have played Exeter
Right,
and the other one I forgot.
right, yeah. Because you're playing so many games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and one bounces right off another.
Yes.
You know? Was it a close game?
Can't say it was.
No.
We got destroyed.
You lost your goalie. And what happened to the goalie?
He was at a hockey tournament, but I mean, if he puts that over lacrosse, that's
okay. All right. Yeah.
It was like it was an important tournament for him, so I
And
kind of respect that.
Was he a goalie in hockey?
No, that would have been funny.
Yeah. Well, you never know. I mean, a goalie's a goalie.
Yeah.
You know. Boy, that's pretty cool. I think lacrosse, it just come about. It seems like the last 10 years, it's really
Yes,
it really
100%.
Do you have your own? Do you buy your own equipment?
Yes.
All your equipment?
Well, for our school team, I haven't played for Hollis Brookline. I
Right.
did club lacrosse last year.
Right.
And for our school team, they provide you with helmets,
Right.
and I think that's it.
Right. Yeah. And
But I just have my own gear anyway
Yeah.
because
it's expensive, huh?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the one part that I feel like why lacrosse hasn't bloomed as much as it could have yet.
Because you have to
Between
buy.
the gear and the physicality and
But I think even football and hockey, I think you got to buy a lot of your own
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, definitely.
It seemed like back in the day, and I don't ever remember paying anything. When I played for the high school, and I played a lot of. I don't think we ever paid a dime.
Really?
Oh yeah, and I don't know when they started. I could be wrong, but it was supplied to you. But
Wow.
now with all the budgets and all this and all this, everyone has a hard time, and they're just trying to cut everything. So, but that's a lot of money the parents have to dish out.
Yes.
And you don't have a part-time job yet. You're not doing any of that.
No.
You have no time for that.
Except the snack shack, but I just get paid pizza, so it doesn't really
Oh,
count.
that's good. I get paid pizza. That's so volunteer thing, yeah. And your parents must have a ball watching you and going.
Yeah, they have fun with
They're
that.
a very close family, and so. Well, if you do the wrestling, if you decide to do the wrestling, you want to get some weights down. You want to get the muscles. You really want to work on that, and that's just a routine.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is now you can Google, any kind of exercises, on YouTube. There's just anything you want. How do I get an upper body real fast? You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of kids. Start lifting weights, and they want to lift heavy weights. They do 1 or 2 repetitions. That's just not the way to do it.
No, you gotta build up.
It's not. Yeah, it's light weights, lots of repetition, especially if you're doing sports the way you are.
Yeah.
You want to keep flexible, and you want to just get the muscles really toned. And it would even help you with your cross country and your
100%.
especially a lot of leg exercises. Not heavy, but what they'll do is they'll strengthen the legs. You know how weak they can get when.
Oh yeah,
you know.
definitely. Towards the end of the race, it's just
Yeah, especially if you're doing a lot of hills.
oh yeah. Cross country is a lot of hills.
Right. Your diet. What do you do? You got any special diet, or you're just watching you?
Not on a special diet, but I mean, my mom's been I don't know trying to shave off a few pounds, so I just kind of eat what she eats, and it seems to work out.
Right. You want to do some homework on it. It's going to make a difference.
Yes.
A lot of kids don't. When I was younger, when I say when I was younger, we're talking almost 50 years ago when I was playing at your age, more than 50 years. Ate whatever you want. No one cared. Drink Coca-Cola, eat burgers. And now it's fruits, vegetables. You don't do any vitamins? No.
I don't take vitamins, but I do have a special routine for my running seasons.
Right.
Definitely very strict. The day before.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The day before, until at the day after race day.
Right.
And then every day, except it's less strict.
Right. Tons of water.
Oh, tons.
No sodas or Cokes, right?
Not.
You stay away.
Yeah, I stay away from those moments.
You know what I like, and a lot of people say, is the V8 juices. I like even the tomato V8 juice, which has vitamins and stuff. Yeah. But they have the splash, or they have the whatever, and it's fruit punches and this and that, and that can take a place, even though there's sugar in it, and even though you don't care. You don't worry about the sugar because you're not worried about your weight as much, right? But that'll help you with the running, all right? Even if you can take a light vitamin.
Okay.
I really, because I've taken vitamins since I was a child. I really did. They pushed it on me, 1 a days. Not the chewables, it was 1 a day. And I've always taken it my whole life, and I swear by them. It gives you that just a little edge. You're always looking for that edge because, and if you're drinking, how many things of water do you think you drink a day?
Of these,
or just water?
Like prime PAL season, 3, 4.
Yeah. And you're looking at 8-ounce glasses of water anyway. Yeah. And now everyone's arguing how much you should drink, but you got to be hydrated.
100%.
100%, because that especially when you're running in the heat the way it is now,
Yes.
uh,
That's a big part.
oh, you'll destroy your body if you don't.
Yes.
If you don't, um, and even in the winter, people say, "Oh, it's cold." You're still
You
sweating.
dehydrate more
Yeah,
even.
yeah.
'Cause your body's working harder to keep yourself warm.
That's right. When do you run now? Well, you have a schedule in the morning, the
Yeah,
afternoon,
I don't have a schedule. I just kind of get out whenever I can now with my schedule.
right?
Just kind of.
Do they have a Planet Fitness in your town or around the area?
We could just go to Nashua, which is like 10-minute drive, 15,
Right.
20.
I think because I know the Planet Fitness and I can't do I don't want to do the commercial, but it's free for you guys for the summer.
It is.
Well, that's what I know. This one was free they say want to draw you in for after the summer, so you should think about that. But you have to get that. Yeah, you got to get there. You need a ride. I don't think you could ride there on your bike.
No,
Too long,
it's
too-
pretty far.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I could, but that's a workout in itself with all the hills between Hollis and Brookline.
It's we run there, and then you use the weights. I stopped using the not heavy weights, but the dumbbells. I use all the machines. They got a machine for everything.
Yeah.
They got 5 machines for everything. For your chest, they got 5 machines. For your arms, and I swear it's a nice place, but it gets crowded in the summer
It does.
because they got all young kids free. What's free is great.
It
You
is.
know, and so and scholastically, you really, what do you plan on doing? Do you have a plan for your high school or college?
That's a tricky one. I was thinking about being an athletic trainer or teacher, and then possibly going into the service to pay for the college.
Nice. That's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
In the service, what branch would you?
No clue.
No clue.
Probably Army, Marines, or Navy.
Yeah. You know Joel,
Yes.
my grandson, and Eric. Okay. They were Marines.
They were?
They were
Oh, I
Marines.
know Eric.
Yeah,
Yes.
Eric was Marine, and Joel, and my height, smaller guys, and Joel was number 1 in his platoon for
Really?
basic training. He held the flag, and yeah, so it's what you have in here. It's that hot, you know what I'm saying? And I like the Marines, but sometimes if you're really good at certain things, it could be Air Force or Army, or Navy, because you got certain skills.
Yeah.
And what hobbies do you have beside any of?
I do a lot of things. So I do some archery. I do some shooting every now and then. Axe throwing.
Nice.
And I just make a lot of stuff.
yeah.
Whatever I can find.
Right. Any competition with that? No.
I did some archery competition for
Yeah,
a while.
yeah.
But not axe throwing or
Is that
archery.
the compound bows? Is that how?
I did recurve.
I don't know one from the other. I got a compound bow, and that's all I know. I'm lucky I don't shoot myself in the foot. You know what I'm saying? And what do they do? You get a bunch of people, and
Yeah.
they're just shooting the targets. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and you got to practice that.
Oh, definitely.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to. Boy, I don't want to do commercials here, but one of the sporting goods, I'm buying all kinds of little arrows. And stuff. I'm having a ball, and then I just stopped. I just, it's I should bring it because I still have it. I got a compound bow.
Do you know the pounds on it to bring back?
Not a clue.
No.
My son-in-law gave it to me, and I just go in and I did pretty well with it, hitting the targets and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's something you have to practice and enjoy, and they got clubs out there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. So I mean, what you do is you're the type of kid, you see something you like, you go try it.
Yeah.
And it depends what passion you're going to want and how you're going to make out. High school is going to determine. High school is going to be great. You're going to love high school.
All right.
Because especially if you're involved with a lot of things, you know what I'm saying, and you plan on doing it.
Yes.
Problem is, a lot of kids want to get a job so they can get a car, and then boy, that's tough.
Yeah, that's also where I'm struggling because next year I was thinking about working at Market Basket, but between sports and then homework,
Yeah, it's.
I just have to stick to the summer.
Yeah.
For summer jobs.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. Yeah, save your money if you can, and then because it's nice to have a couple of bucks and a little car, but it's better to be doing well in some of the sports. You know, especially if you decide you want college and stuff, and you say, "Wow, you know, this, that, and this, that." Because Josh is taking off tomorrow
Really?
to I think Springfield or something like that to
Wow.
college. Yeah, and he's going to play lacrosse.
Of course.
Him and his brother.
Really?
No, it's cousin. No, no, it's not. It's his mother's boyfriend. That's what it is. So they're like brothers.
Gotcha.
Kai, and they're gonna have a ball together. I think they're rooming together.
Hmm.
So that's what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so you have a really close friends. Any real close friends that like best friends that
Yeah.
you're playing with now
Yes.
in lacrosse.
In lacrosse and yeah, pretty much everything else too.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And see, that's what coaches look for. Because if they know you play together for a few years, it's not like they got to really show you the basics. Some kids try to go into high school sports, never played it.
Oh
and,
yeah.
and they do well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, but if you go in there with a base, the coaches are going, "Oh my God!" You're saving them hours of trying to explain
Yes.
how to play your position. You know, you think you can stay in that position in lacrosse?
There's a lot of middies in high school and not a high demand for them, but I might be able to slip in.
Right.
Let's see.
But you could play any position, right? If you really had
Yeah, I
to.
could do defense. Or
Right, right.
I've never tried attack, but
Now, am I wrong? Is there different sticks for different positions?
there's a long pole for defense. It's usually like the head is a little taller than you were
Right,
at your face,
right.
and the rest are just short poles.
Right.
Which I mean,
So for defense, so they can whack you and they can.
yeah,
They can
and then
take-
they can scoop the ball further.
Wow, that's not fair. You ever try to play goalie?
I never tried that.
I look at them and
There's-
the only game I went to, and it's with the top schools.
Yeah.
So these guys were that ball. And if anyone who's listening doesn't know how heavy and hard that ball is, and a kid shot it at the goalie and dented his helmet, and the kid went down. The helmet dented.
Yeah.
I'm like, make helmets that won't dent. I mean, and that's when they took the goalie out.
yeah.
So I'm like, wow, that ball would. So now you're really not wearing too much gear
No, just
in lacrosse.
it's chest and back with the top of the
Right.
shoulders. Some of them come with like little dangly things, but
Right.
most people just take
In a
those
full
off.
helmet.
Full helmet.
What about you
Only goalies keep the neck protectors.
get one of those balls in your neck and it's
Doesn't tickle.
I'll say is even when say it hits you in the legs,
Oh yeah.
yeah, bruises and everything. You must have all kinds of bruises and
Yeah.
and when they hit you, they can hit you with the sticks.
Yep.
Unbelievable. And you do it back to them. So if they're gonna do it to you,
Yeah.
yeah, and you always get the crazies. Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of crazy people.
Yeah. How about the your parents that they go and watch? They flip right out, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's illegal. You can't.
No, they don't
No?
do that.
Oh no.
They're like, oh, yeah, he'll be fine.
Oh, is that what they? Yes, because a lot of them will go. That was my son. You can't do that. I love it. Because especially sports like that and hockey. Oh,
Hockey's brutal.
Hockey people are out of control because it's a violent sport.
Yeah.
Years ago you were supposed to fight. Now you can't fight.
Yeah.
Like if you fight if you fight at all in lacrosse.
So it depends on if you throw any fists, like drop the stick and throw a
Right,
fist,
right.
then both of you are out.
All right. Okay.
But if you just like keep kind of shoving and
hitting each other,
pushing,
right, yeah.
then I mean it depends where you were hitting them and like
Right.
the penalty
Right. And
or
no.
maybe expulsion.
Right. And if someone was to touch you with the stick to the head, penalty.
If I mean they
Well,
have to be hard for the refs to notice
Right.
because like it kind of happens all the time, just like whack whack.
Right. Yeah. And
it's-
everything's so fast.
Yes.
It is so fast. Do you watch any of your film as you're doing it?
I don't watch my film, but I watch college films, and
Right.
it's very intense.
No, there's no one taking film of you. That's kind of fun sometimes watching yourself. I used to take those back in the day with the big cameras, your V8 cameras there from Sears, and I would be holding that and doing all Jimmy's film football games, and we'd go home and watch him and have a ball, because he'd watch it himself, especially if he did good. But that's why I enjoy talking to guys like yourself. I already went through it myself and with my children. Now I got the grandchildren. And then I see someone like yourself and I well, because you're pretty mature for a kid 13. I see it. And I'm just, it's a compliment. That's a
Right.
definite compliment. A lot of kids don't have the maturity, and coaches can see it. They can see it. And they get hit, and
No,
you got to be tough. You got to start. You gotta
especially in lacrosse.
get, yeah.
Box lacrosse even. That's even.
Well, and what's that? Oh, inside.
It's inside a hockey rink.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like if someone's running up the alley,
You can hip check them, or you hip check them hockey.
Close
you
enough.
can check them into the boards.
yes,
Wow, you get wiped out.
big time.
Do you have knee pads? Are you wearing knee pads? No.
No, nothing on the legs. It's just the
So-
shoulders, or
Right.
like chest, back, shoulders, which is all like one big piece.
Right. Yeah.
Then the helmet, elbow pads, and gloves.
And so if you're in that box, what are you on? A hockey floor or something, or a hard floor?
They put It depends. Some places will do like a roll of turf
Right.
over it, and some
Okay.
places will just like keep the hard floor.
You start banging yourself down on that floor and stuff. Yeah. So all right. So the wrestling. What's with the wrestling? What do you think?
Well, if I can fit it in, I'd really love
Right.
to.
Right.
But
And
if I can't, I mean, I
have you
can't.
wrestled before?
I have wrestled 1 year before, and I fell in love with it. And yeah, I didn't this year
Yeah.
because
Right.
my mom decided that.
Enough's enough on certain things, but if you fell in love with it, boy, wrestling's a great sport.
Yeah.
A great sport. Especially now, I know a lot of kids who wrestle take some jujitsu, or they'll take some
Oh, if
crazy.
you do like a bunch of combinations,
Yeah, just to get more
Yeah.
out of the. And I don't know what's legal in real wrestling
Hmm.
compared to jujitsu, because then there's a lot of different things. But I grew up. We had George Bossy at Lowell High. I don't know if you ever heard of George Bossy.
he sounds familiar.
One of the greatest Massachusetts high school coaches ever to live. I think he's still doing it, and he's got to be in his 80s.
Wow.
Just a tough guy, and a lot of people have gone far in under his coaching, But yeah. The thing is, now are you practicing at all with some of your friends wrestling? Do you?
Yeah, like whenever we're over, we decide to try and like do a little
That's what you want to do,
scraps.
right? Because I mean, just in case you do want to do it, you want because a lot of kids start real young, and it's all leverage.
It is.
It's just
Definitely.
it's leverage and being quick and listening to the coach saying, "Do this move," and you got to make a move. And as I say, do lacrosse. You do lacrosse. You do your cross country, and then you do wrestling. Imagine the shape you're going to be in. I mean, you're going to be a machine. You'll be a machine. And you go all year round? You're always doing something year round, even in
Not in
the
the
summer?
summer.
Summer you're doing,
Summer, I decide like it's too hot. We're gonna take a break.
right, but you're still running.
Yes,
So you really
I still run when I
Right.
can.
You're still not taking the break.
I usually take like a week to 2 weeks break.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's
just
you need
to
that.
like
yeah.
give my legs a little
Yeah.
rest.
But because I'm seeing you running all the time anyway when I camp. But that's why I always I like when you have a nice set of lightweights. And when I say lightweights, 20, 25 pounds,
Yeah.
you can do a million exercises. Now with the bands, the stretch bands,
Oh yeah.
unbelievable. That's what I take at camp. I got the weights, but I got the stretch bands. I got my full workout, almost all the exercises you could do at a gym with the bands.
Yeah.
You hook them onto a doorknob or something. You're
Yeah.
doing, and they're cheap money,
They're very cheap. Yes,
and they'll last forever.
they do.
And when Jerry comes out, my son-in-law and stuff, and all of us are out. We're out at the camp. We're all working out in the morning. We partied the night before, which it's kind of tough the next day. But yeah, I really would recommend that to get some stretch bands and really start getting a good upper body strength, especially for wrestling.
Yes, wrestling. That's a big part.
Yeah, especially the arms and the shoulders and the chest. You're gonna need that upper body strength. But 13, your body's going through a transition now. You're gonna be so happy when you're 18 and 17, and walking around and you're in good shape. You want to be in good shape, That's why I tell any of my students or anyone training, really look at your diet. Really look at the diet. Look at, I almost even stopped eating steaks and meat. I eat a lot of chicken, a lot of fish, try to get a lot of protein, buy little protein drinks, because you're not going to be able to do it without the fuel.
No, definitely not.
You know what I'm saying?
I know that very well from running. Like, even if like the day before I eat something kind of like, or like I do
Right.
more than one like kind of skeptical thing. Like the
Right.
next day I'm like, oh, that
Oh, yeah.
kind of hurts.
Yeah. You got to watch what you're eating. Well, that's why they do, like Boston marathons. They'll eat their spaghetti the night before.
Yes,
They do
carbs,
the pasta to get the
carbs.
carbs. You want to get the carbs. But what's nice is they have certain bars,
Like Cliff Bars.
Cliff Bars, and I eat. What do I take during the day? Kind. I think it's
Kind bars, yeah,
Kind
those are
bar.
good too.
Oh, they're so good. They taste good, and there's good stuff in it.
Yeah.
There's peanuts and there's stuff that replenishes your body. And I throw a little protein in water every day, a little protein mix. Boy, you get used to the taste. Some of the taste is terrible, but you get used to the taste, and it just picks you up.
Yeah.
What years ago, what would pick me up was 2 or 3 cups of coffee, and then I'd be wild. And I always drank coffee. Do you drink coffee?
I do not.
No. Don't start. But I would drink coffee just for the energy, and that's why a guy like yourself, V8s, the V8 drinks are good. They really are, and they taste good.
Gotcha.
My grandkids come over and they want my V8 juice, and I gotta give it to them. I'm like, this is what I was going to use for going to work. And I want that fruit, that punch drink or whatever, and there's all vitamins in it.
Yeah.
I don't think you don't drink soda at all, right? Do you? Maybe
Very like
once in a
not.
while.
It's not really my thing.
No, that's
Every now
good.
and then.
Yeah, because that's addictive.
Yes.
It's addictive, caffeine and stuff. You don't need that stuff. And because I was always a caffeine freak with coffee and Cokes, and I didn't even drink water when I was a kid.
Oh.
Never did. Well, they didn't have bottled water. It wasn't invented yet. That's how old I am. You wanted water, you drank Lowell water right out of the faucet.
Yeah.
Because my parents wouldn't buy water.
Yeah.
That was crazy. You got to spend money on water when you got this chlorine and this fluoride. The water tastes like a
Pool.
A pool. That's what it did. Yeah, that's so cool. You doing any swimming? A lot of swimming?
I do not.
Even at the lake? No?
Like when I'm in
Yeah.
a body of water, I like to swim, but like not competitively or anything.
No,
like
yeah,
that.
but I'm just back and forth. And
Yeah.
boy, there's nothing like a good swim back in
Yeah.
Because even though you're a runner, you start swimming like buoy to buoy, at the camp, you're exhausted.
Yeah, you start to feel it a lot.
Oh God, it ain't like running. Running
Oh.
just Do you? So when you run, do you have a certain type of stretching exercise you do before that?
Yes.
What do you do?
So I do a warm up run about like 800 meters, 400 meters a mile, depends on.
Before you stretch?
Yeah.
All right.
And
Warm up, yeah.
just to like kind of like warm the
Warm up,
muscles
yeah,
up.
right.
And then I stretch everything from quads, hamstrings, calves,
Right.
hip flexors,
Right, right.
crotch,
Right.
everything. Even like arms, so you don't get shoulder cramps.
Right. Yeah. Your hips. Do you do any hip
Yes.
exercise? A lot of hip rotations. Hip rotations, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's you got to do that,
100%.
and you do all those the stretches, and that's a routine.
And then after I run too.
Right. You cool down.
Yep.
What's your best? Talk to me about your running and how you've done in the past.
So this year, and not this coming year, but last year for cross country, they made a team for states, and it was, let me think, 5 8th graders and 2 7th graders, and I was one of them. And we went to states and we actually won,
Nice.
which was
Congratulations.
that was something.
Nice. Yeah. As a team or
As a team.
yeah. So how did they do as a team? Points on what place you come in? They give you all
Yes.
points. And how'd you do?
I did good.
You did really good.
Yes.
Yeah. That's cross country.
Yes.
Yeah, cross
I
country.
think I was like 22nd in the state or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've got something there, buddy. Wow. And you know what, with running, It's what you put into it.
Yes,
what you're gonna get out of it.
100%.
It's 100% what you put into it because there's no other way.
No.
It's the lungs.
Yes.
And I remember doing a cross country, just for I think it was a charity thing at Pelham, and I used to do well because I was I was like
Yeah.
yourself, and I was always running, and I'm up there and I'm running, I'm not doing well. All of a sudden, somebody changed the marker on the cross country thing. I got lost because I was on my own at one point. I had to backtrack and still do well, and I went. This cross country's for the birds. Let's just go around a track. I'll play the game with you. What do you have to do? The cross country or a track?
That's a really tough question.
Really? Yeah.
I really enjoy track because I do the hurdles, the mile, and the relay race.
The relays are fun, aren't they?
Relays are very fun.
Oh, yeah.
Especially to watch the 4x1s.
Oh, yeah. And what's the quarter miles or miles for the relay, or how does that work?
You can do the 100 meter, which is just the straightaway on the track,
right.
or you can do the 400 meters. So you all go at the starting line. One
Right.
person goes around with the baton,
Once.
you hand it off,
Right.
go around,
Yeah,
and you do
that's
that
fun.
4 times.
Wow. And you got to know how to grab that baton.
Yes, you do.
Because you'll blow the whole deal.
If
Even
you
you're
drop it
ahead,
and it goes out of line, you're done.
it's done. You have to stop. Or you just pick it up, but everybody's going by you anyway. I don't know what the rules
Well,
are
if
there.
it goes out of line,
Yeah,
or goes, I think, forward a certain amount, then I think you're disqualified.
right.
Track has a lot of funny little rules too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. And what made you do the hurdles? Where'd that come from?
They just looked fun, so I started trying them, and I really enjoyed them.
That's when you
Yeah.
yeah. And how many what do they call hurdles are there when you're doing a
For any normal meet, there were 5,
yeah
but for states they did 10.
yeah wow.
Yeah, that kind of stank.
And you got to really practice that
Yes.
for form.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's when you're gonna have the stretch too.
Yeah, because you gotta just glide over the
Over
hurdle.
it, yeah. Oh, you're gonna hurt yourself. Oh,
You do.
And all right, a guy like this now the hurdles, right? And have you competed with the hurdles?
I have. Yes.
I
Not
did.
in states.
How'd you do?
I did good.
Yeah.
I think I did all right.
Yeah. How do you practice that?
Just keep doing hurdles
No, but where? I mean,
on the track.
so with the coaches and stuff.
Yeah, but beside if you're not on the track, the really only way you can do that is just doing some dynamics and
right,
jumps. Yeah.
Jumps. Knowing how high. Now, is the different heights or
Yes. So for boys and girls at middle school, they're the same.
right?
But in high school, I think they're both a little higher, but the boys is higher.
Right.
And they're about to my hips, my waist.
Right. So as you're practicing in any track that you can go to,
Yeah.
you kind of know, get the form. It's all
Yes.
the form. And if you got some speed, you got some speed. How about a high jump?
I tried that once.
'Cause you kind of got the body for it too.
Yeah, I've been told. So I didn't really practice, but my coach signed me up for the meet by accident.
Right.
And I tried it, and I still just wasn't really interested.
No.
No.
Because you never did it before, right?
Yeah, it was.
That's going over the bar.
Yes.
Yeah. With pole vault.
That's not in middle school.
I know.
In high school, though, I think I'm willing to try it.
Really, you would do that,
Yeah.
huh? Wow, I'd stab myself in the foot with that thing. I look at that and I go, "Oh my God, that looks so tough." And these guys are so good with it,
Yeah.
Oh, that's good because track is fun, especially if you have a little talent. And at the age of 13, as I say, you're a mature 13. But at the age of 13, 18 years old comes and 17 years comes quick.
Yes.
And if you got the knowledge behind you, and you have to have the ambition and the practice, you know what I'm saying? It's got to
Yeah.
be in your head that this is what I want.
Yes.
You're gonna have a ball.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have more fun and meet more people and friends. You know what I'm saying? Friends you'll have for life.
Yeah, I even have friends from other schools that I met at meets and
That's
races
right.
and stuff.
Yeah, because you're a personal kid, and that's what it's all about. It's all about, and then you're going to school, and high school's tough. If and that's why I never like the fact that they have tryouts and some kids can't make it. That's just the toughest thing in my mind, because what is this kid gonna do? He wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Some kids were planning on it. They
Yes.
didn't make the team.
especially as freshmen. That's very
Oh yeah, it's like in my mind, let everyone. I mean, how big of a team can you have?
yeah.
But have two teams or something.
A
I
lot
don't-
of schools do that.
Just to let
Varsity,
everyone
junior
play.
varsity.
Yeah. Well, yeah, varsity, junior varsity, and freshman.
Yes, freshmen.
It was junior varsity for that ain't freshman. Junior varsity
No,
that's juniors.
it can be.
Yeah. I think
If
the
like the
freshmen-
school doesn't have a freshman team.
Right. Because football, I think it's freshman.
Yeah,
junior
a lot of
varsity,
yeah.
and then
they do freshmen.
whatever. But I just don't want to see everyone play. And like you're going through high school, a guy like yourself, and you're playing maybe two sports, three sports. You know everyone. You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
already know everyone because you've already played with half of them.
Yeah.
And so you're not going in there into a high school knowing, and that's the scary.
I'm a lot of friends with the people who are gonna be freshmen now.
Isn't that the greatest?
Yeah,
So you're just walking in like, yep.
I know
well,
you.
Yeah, because, you know. But I remember going to Lowell High because I went to like a St. Michael's school and then another ninth grade. And then I went to Lowell High. I didn't know hardly anybody that was in my class. I knew people in the school because I always played sports.
Yeah.
But in classes, there were 4,000 kids. 4,000. I didn't know people in my class. It was terrible. I'm like, this is because I was so used to knowing all my friends.
Yeah.
In grade school, you stayed in the same class.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. See, you moved. That must have been tough to move.
It was at first, but I met some people in cross country.
Very
It kind of
quickly.
just bloomed from there.
Well, you have a good personality, and that's and you're not afraid to talk to people. I mean, you're on the show. I could not have a lot of 13 years old on the show because they couldn't hold the conversation.
Grace did fine.
Who?
Grace, your granddaughter.
Grace. Yeah. Well, her mother was here.
Oh,
And so Grace is only she was only 9 when she was on it, but she was state champion. She could talk about some stuff, but I had to have her mother on the show. But to be able to keep a conversation the way we're doing, that's kind of a gift for a young kid. So you should be and never lose that. Don't ever be afraid to talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Especially a guy like yourself, and as you get better at sports, you're going to help kids out, and you already do. I know you do. You're going to help somebody want to learn lacrosse, so they're going to want to do this and that.
I help some friends
You'll
out
go
with
help
that
them out,
sometimes.
and they'll never forget you for that. you show them the right way. You show them this way and that way. Yeah, and I remember seeing you with my nephew. Shane.
Yes.
And he loved that you played some.
Yeah.
But so you start in school in
September 1st.
September 1st. So that's next Friday.
I'd rather not talk about that.
We used to start school after Labor Day.
Yeah,
the
it's
time.
a 2-day week, Thursday, Friday, and then we go.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. But maybe they're just trying to get you initiated.
Introduce and then
introduce you, and then the
start
next
the-
day, because you'll start your homework the week after.
Bang.
And so you can't pick your classes in the 8th grade. No,
No.
you'll be able to pick your classes in freshman.
I
High
believe
school.
so. But the only classes you can pick in 8th grade are the
Electives,
like French. You can choose between French, Spanish, or reading.
right. Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
What are you gonna do?
I do Spanish.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. I think I took 6 years of Spanish and I know 3 words. I remember I remember 3 words. But it's fun. I mean, if you really want to put some time into it and
Yeah.
stuff, you're gonna enjoy it.
Oh,
Do you know any Spanish now?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, I know some.
You?
I kind of
Yeah.
faded away over the summer, but when I
Right.
get back to school, it'll.
Right. Oh,
Come
that's
back.
good. Yeah, because that's the language that will help you out down the road too. It's always good to know 2 languages. It really is. I used to know a little French, but you don't know any French. You should know no French at all.
No French at all.
Well, you don't have French in your between a hall and
The hall.
oh,
Yeah, they were French.
the hall.
The halls were French.
Yeah, that's right. They were. Yeah. So, you come from a big family on
Yeah.
your mother side.
Yes.
Every one of them is
Yeah.
is an athlete.
Yes.
I swear.
Yeah, that is
And a competitive athlete,
very much so.
which is good for you. They must love watching you come alive with this stuff.
Yeah.
They're gonna love that, especially lacrosse and anything that's physical, because they're physical guys themselves. Cross country and track is different.
Yes.
'Cause you don't see anybody. You see them leave, and you.
It's more of a like a self sport.
Individual.
You play against yourself.
Individual sport,
Individual.
right? Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, you race against other people, but I feel like it's more about yourself.
Yeah, it sure is. And when you go and practice, all right, when do you practice, in the morning or at night, or do you
At
have
night.
at night?
Yes.
You don't run in the
Or
morning?
not at night, like right after school for
Right.
cross country.
Okay,
We go until like 4:30.
right. You don't run in the morning at all, over no? Yeah,
And like it's during summer,
yeah,
kind of like 11 o'clock, if you call that morning.
yeah. No, I don't call it.
Because
I
I
call
like
5
to,
o'clock in the morning, or in the morning.
yeah, because I don't like to eat before I eat.
Right. Before you
I don't like to run before I eat,
Right.
but like I can't right after I eat either, else we cramp
Right.
up.
Right,
So
right, yeah.
I wait till like
Yeah, yeah. You got to give
10,
yourself
11.
a couple hours.
Yeah.
yeah. It's funny because unless anyone who never ran long distance, or you realize how you feel after you do certain things,
yes.
and you say, "I ain't doing that again."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship with the
Oh,
sports.
yeah, it is. You want to be fueled, but you have to be digested.
Yes.
And you got to make sure that you're not in the middle of that run and you're like, "Oh no,
Like,
this
why?
this is gonna be a long one." Yeah,
Yep.
because you ain't stopping.
Oh no, you
No,
can't.
no,
I
that's
mean,
a-
you could, but
You could stop, yeah, and just say, I'm not going to make this thing.
some kids did at nationals. So for PAL, we go regionals, and then the people who win that decides who goes to nationals
Right.
for the state. And it's not just one team for the state.
Right,
It's like
right, yeah,
3, 4, 5.
yeah.
And nationals in Kentucky this year, and it was mud bath.
You were
like-
there?
yeah.
Kentucky?
Yes.
Wow, that must have been a trip and a
That
half,
was
huh?
definitely something.
Who went with you?
Just a couple of friends from the team. And my parents, yes.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Yeah.
wild. And you just flew down?
Yep.
Yeah, and
We were going to drive, but the storms and everything and
it's crazy.
yeah.
It's great. And COVID throws things.
Also
It
that.
was throwing things, a curve at everything, but seems to be over now, thank God. You guys had to live through that too, and we all did. But when I was a kid, there was nothing like that.
Yeah.
Masks and all that. Yeah, hopefully that's over anyway. You didn't catch COVID or anything.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, but
If-
it's funny because not funny, I shouldn't say, but
No, yeah, I know what you're saying.
it's like this little team of 5 to 7 people, and then you look down the line, it's like a football field just full of like that. Like I think the race had like 400 kids, and then they start like this, and within 100 yards, 200 yards, they like close you down in this little trail, like slimmer than this room. So
And
like
you're bumping into
that
each
big.
other. Yeah, and you're elbowing each other
Yeah.
and trying to get some.
yeah, some
good-
kids get spiked with the
Yeah.
shoes. And,
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty wild.
yeah.
Did you have fun down there?
Yes.
Yeah. How long were you down there?
Just the 2 days before the race.
Right.
So, yeah, 2 days before, and then we left the day after.
Yeah. That's pretty wild. That's
Yeah,
an
it was
experience.
something.
Yeah. That when was this, last year?
Yes.
Nice job. Yeah. And how'd you do there?
I did all right.
Yeah.
That was a lot of very fast kids.
Yeah.
It was a good crowd.
Yeah. And that's where you know where you stand.
Yes.
You know how much you have to practice. What was it, a mile run, 2 mile runs, 5 mile runs?
It was. Let me think on this one. It was 4 kilometers, so it's like 2.5, 2.6 miles, I think.
Yeah.
And but the whole thing was mud, and like some parts were slanted, so like we had to tape our shoes to our feet so they wouldn't fall off.
Wow.
It was very
Imagine that. That's
Yeah.
pretty wild. In Kentucky.
in Kentucky.
The Kentucky bluegrass. There's no bluegrass. It was all mud.
Yeah, it was right after the tornadoes too, so that
Oh,
was something.
Jesus. Yeah. And they got destroyed.
Oh yeah, like in the hotel room we were staying, all of
Yeah.
a sudden like I woke up at 3 in the morning, the whole building was just like shaking, and then all the car alarms went off. I was like, what the?
Oh, so you
that?
were there as the tornadoes were around the area?
Yes,
Oh, I didn't. Wow, that's an experience.
that was something.
You didn't see anything,
No.
right? Well, you must have been scared.
A little bit. I woke up. I was like, oh my gosh,
Wow.
what just
How
happened?
about your mother?
I don't even think she woke up.
Yeah, we didn't care anything about no tornadoes. That's funny. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, see, that's an experience.
Yeah.
You know, especially it's nice, and I always tell people who excel in sports or write this stuff down. Get yourself a little diary, and I don't call it diary; it's memoirs. And for a kid your age to have to go through something like that, you'll be happy you wrote that. Because somebody wants to read it down the road.
Yeah.
And if you wrote a thing here and there, all of a sudden years go by and you got a book.
Yeah, just a book of
Book
adventures.
of your experiences. And if believe me, people love to read that stuff because it's what your thoughts are and what was happening and how you were feeling and reaction. And in the meantime, it's good for you to write like that.
Yeah.
It's good for you in school and essays or whatever. We're about done there, my friend.
Really? That was
Yeah,
quick.
Yeah, it's an hour. We could go on forever and ever, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I will have you back because I want to see. We have this time of talking now and maybe 2 years if I still got the podcast show and go. How you doing now? And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did you do your lacrosse? Did
Yeah.
you do your wrestling? And you can look back at this saying, "This is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
This is what happened."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you never know.
Yeah.
You never know health-wise. You never know what circumstances.
Yeah, like injuries happen.
And that's you.
That's a
Even
big
running,
part.
you gotta
Yes,
run through the
lots of injuries in
Yeah.
running. Even
And
though it's like not physical sport, it's a lot of
Oh yeah,
a lot of deal on the
it
legs.
is physical.
yes, just not
yeah.
like contact.
Right, it's not contact, but it's physical because the muscles can only take so much. That's why I always push fueling your body right.
Yes.
If you fuel it right, your body will be happy. And the stretching, got to do the stretching. There's so much you got to do
So much.
to get the edge, and you're going for that edge.
Yes.
And thank you again, my friend.
All right.
All right, I really enjoyed it. We will have you on again.
All right.
Thank you.